Mic check, testing 1, 2. Hello. I hope sound is fine and everything else is fine. Good evening and welcome to today's videos live stream. And we're going to be looking at music videos. Yeah, how to create music videos, and hopefully you're going to actually really learn some few tips and tricks and some techniques that I normally use when I'm filming music videos. So this program, it is part of my programs that are in on my website currently, where I teach music videos. So I have an amazing online filmmaking class where I teach a lot of this stuff, and today I'm going to be looking at music videos from that course. All right, from that online platform. So yesterday something bad happened, guys. I want to cry. So I was going for a shoot and my computer fell down. This is the computer that I normally use for edits and stuff like that. So it fell down and it's broken, as you can see. And this is where most of my stuff is actually. This computer is not just an ordinary computer. It's a Asus, it's a Acer actually, not even Asus. It's Acer RTX. This computer cost 82,000, and it fell down yesterday. It broke. This is the computer I was using to go live. This is a computer that I was using to multitask on everything, and yeah, I just lost it like that. That's why you see even today, I'm kind of like delayed to come and do this live broadcast because I had to use a secondary computer. I have replaced it though, but the other one is still new as I'm talking to you now. There isn't so much that is put on it yet. So that's why. All right, so let's see the people who are watching before I get started. We're not going to take a lot of time. We're just going to look at really basic stuff that can actually enable you to start creating better videos. All right. I can see Mr. Chelo is watching. Let me just greet a few people here, then we get into the program. Ish, I'm sorry, man. Thank you. Oh, damn, a beast. Thank you. Yeah, so that is the graphics card that is operating in that computer, which is broken, is RTX 3040. I replaced it with another computer, RTX 3060. So, yeah. Mr. B is watching, says hi. Ashbiel, damn the beast. Thank you so much. Royal level. Photography is watching, powerful, loud and clear. Thank you, Michael Major. Mlanganis. Oh, Mr. Pedro, thank you so much. Is watching as well. Just let me know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, today is going to be amazing. So we're going to look at a few things, right? We're going to look at the equipment for music videos. We're going to look at the recommended cameras that I recommend for video shooting and stuff like that. We're going to look at lenses. We're going to look at stabilizers. We're going to look at drones, lighting, and stuff like that. I'm also hopefully going to show you what I normally use when I'm shooting music videos. All right, so we're going to look at a lot of stuff. A lot of that stuff. We're going to look at how to come up with a script for a music video, you know. And I see this is where a lot of videographers actually really mess it up. All right, when it comes to the scripts and stuff like that. So we're going to look at that as well. We're going to look at how to create a script and a treatment for a music video. We're also going to look at, how to come up with the stories and stuff like that. You know? So we're also going to look at how to direct a music video. All right. So if you really want to get into music videography, obviously it's either you're going to be hiring a director or you're going to be doing some directing yourself. So I'm going to also share with you some tips and tricks that I normally use when I'm directing a music video. So it's amazing. It's amazing. So if there's any other thing that I haven't really spoken about, hopefully, if time allows, we're also going to look at how to create camera angles, the camera angles that I personally use that are suitable for music videos, that makes your music videos look like, dang, this is a music video. And also some camera movements. We're going to look at all those kind of stuff. And and lighting and stuff like that. So those are the stuff that we're going to be looking at. But like I was saying, this is actually a course on my website, Music Video Ultra. Let me just cut to that. All right, so you can see, I don't know if we still have sound. Yeah. All right, you can see on my website we have the whole course, Music Video Ultra, and whatever that I'm going to be teaching is coming from this course, right? I've had a lot of other videographers asking me about how to shoot music videos and stuff like that. Hopefully I should do a sort of like a free masterclass where I'll go through some of these stuff that are here on the website. There's still more here. So yeah, even on the business side of stuff. So in case I just don't get time to finish here, then you can get everything on my online film class. All right, currently it's at $45, but it's on promotion, so you can get it for 250 rands, which is like $14. All right, so if you have any questions with regards to music videos, you can ask, and I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. We're just gonna get started right into it. I am more interested in your sound management when it comes to the live stream. That is Prophet Tatenda. Thank you so much, Prophet, for joining. The sound I'm using today is actually really crazy. Yeah, I'm using a boom microphone today because I couldn't get everything working together. All right, I need that PC, sir. I'll repair it. After it fell down, actually, the PC was working. I connected it to my external monitors behind. It was working, but I really wanted to get into the BIOS, and then I messed it up further myself. It never came on. So yeah, I'm just gonna hopefully get the RAMs and put on my new computer, and also maybe the hard drives and put on my new computer. Otherwise, rest in peace. That was a beast of a computer. All right. I'm proud to be part of your production and students. Thank you so much, Mr. Elisha. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so let's get into it. If you are into, if you are looking at music videos is one of the ways through which you can make money as a videographer. It's one of the quickest ways you can make money as a videographer. I explained that in our business masterclass, right? And music videos is also one of the ways it brings, it's also a source of my income. You know, music videos actually constitutes about 15% of my income come from music videos. So I have shot quite a lot of music videos. Some of you might be wondering, hey, who are you to talk to us and stuff like that? What have you done? Show us your music videos that you have done before. I have done a lot of music videos. All right. So this is a sort of like a trailer for some of the music videos that I have done. I have done music videos for upcoming artists. You know, I've done for celebrities, that is Cooley Channel. I've done for Casper Nyovest. I've done for a lot of other stuff. I don't know why my computer is letting me down. I've done quite a lot. So music videos is one of the ways through which I make money, and it's one of the ways through which it's part of the videography genre that I do quite often. All right. So that's what we're going to be discussing. So we're going to be going through all those kind of stuff. And when it comes to music videos, if you want to really become successful in music videos, I think the best advice I can give you is you have to start loving music video creation. Let's say, for example, maybe you're into wedding videography or into interviews or into YouTube. In order for you to succeed just at anything, right? Not just really music videos, but if you really want to succeed at anything, if you really want to succeed at videography, you need to learn to love it. So if you want to major into music videos, you need to start loving music videos. All right, you need to start loving the whole thing. That is the medicine that I can give you. So if you're watching this video, it means somehow you love music videos, which is a good thing. So I'm talking to the right people. And also music videos, the one thing you need to know about music videos is not just really about people dancing and, you know, singing and stuff. You know, music videos can be used for so many stuff. You know, music videos are fun. You can make music videos that are fun. You can make music videos that are educational. You know, it's more like short films, you know, so it's not really something that is, oh man, it's just people singing seated and doing all those kind of stuff. You have to look at all those kind of stuff, and hopefully I'll be able to open your eyes in terms of some of these things. You know, some music videos are really so bad, you know. Some music is really so bad even for music videos. Some music are really just meant to be listened to, not to be watched. Some music videos, some music are just really meant to, you know, show people dancing, not really a story, whilst some other music, they really need you to create a story. So hopefully by the end of this masterclass, you'll also be able to know how to come up with a story or the concept for a music video. I'm gonna run you through all those kind of stuff. So where does it start? Let's start from, if you wanna get into music videos, obviously the first thing that you're gonna start to look at is the equipment that you're gonna need for music videos. So what kind of equipment do you need for music videos? Not a whole lot, not a whole lot. Yeah, so you just basically need a camera, some form of a lens. You're also gonna need some form of stabilization. You're also gonna need maybe a drone, not really so necessary, but yeah, those 5 items actually. So you're gonna need a camera, lenses, you're gonna need some form of a drone, you're gonna need some form of stabilization, some form of lighting, right? And you're also gonna need some form of, you know, playback speaker. So maybe those 6 stuff are the things that you're gonna need when you get started in the music video. But you can just really get started with your camera in your hands alone, right? So when I started myself, let me see if I can find the first ever music video that I shot professionally. You know, I never really had all this stuff that I just mentioned. I only had a camera and a few lights here and there, but not really professional lights. I had really like those cheap Chinese lights. That's where I started from. It was for the love, you know. I love creating music videos. It's one genre of videography that I started with. All right, so those are some of the stuff that I started with. I was looking to see if I can show you my first ever video and show you what camera I used on that video. So I'm gonna go into a few details in terms of what kind of camera do you need for specifically for music videos. Okay, so I'm just looking at if I can see the first video I made here. It doesn't seem like I have it. It seems like it's in the broken computer. It seems like it's in the broken computer. Okay, I can't see it. I can't see it. But at some point, then I bought some cheap lights as well. And this is the video I created. This is when I was starting, like in 2016. It was a video for Nox. You can see how bad it was looking. Not really so fancy, but I'll tell you what made my videos to stand out even until today. Okay. So you can see cheap lights, a lot of effects, you know, things that you can't really actually tell what is going on here. Yeah, so you can see even the lights here, the lights I was using is those, you can see, let me pause here. You can see I just had these tubes here. I had some floodlights, you know, those floodlights, those Chinese floodlights. Yeah, that's what I was using when I was starting. And but because of some knowledge, I think the video didn't really look that bad. I'm surprised this video looks like, yeah, I can see directed by San Pedro. You can see the camera I was using was too small. I think this was the Lumix GH2. Yeah, I filmed this video on the Lumix GH2. Right, so it was for Nox. You can see how everything is looking soft, the lighting and stuff like that. I'm gonna explain all this kind of stuff, you know. So this is one of the music videos that one of my first music videos that I created. All right. So yeah, let's get started. So what kind of camera do you need? What kind of camera do you need for music video? This is one of the questions that my student really asked me so much about. What kind of camera do you use for music video? So when it comes to music videos, like I said, music videos are fun. They can be educational, you know. You can make music video just for the sole purpose of entertainment and stuff like that. So what kind of camera do you need? When it comes to music video, any camera can work. Any camera can work. Even the 1995 camera, it can work. So let me just explain a little bit about that. So music videos, like I said, they can be like a short films in some cases. Some cases really is just really entertainment. Some cases it's just really you trying to educate people through that song. So in case you are filming a music video and maybe let's say, for example, the artist, let me see if there's a video that I can give as an example. All right, so there's this video. There's this video for Knox, right? You can see everything, the quality here, everything is fine. I shot this video on the Lumix GH5. Yeah, the computer is still new. It's not, the drivers are not yet rendered. So I want to show you something. There's something that I want to show you at some point that will help me to actually really, all right, here. So the artist here was singing about, okay, so you can see everything here, the quality looks nice, but the artist was actually really singing about the time that he met this girl, right? So when I mean on a music video, every camera can work, this is actually what I mean. He starts to think about the old times. You see here, he starts to think about the old times when he met that girl, right? So this was going to be okay if I just used an old camera to film this scene because it's a memory. So here I just had to like, let me put, yeah, so on this clip, I just had to modify the clip so that it can look like it's an old, but it was just gonna be good if I used an old camera to shoot that part. So when I say any camera can work when it comes to music video, it depends really on the concept, right, of the music video. Sometimes the concept can be set to be in an old time, in an old era, you know. So if your concept of the music video is set to be in 1941, long time ago. In 1941, there wasn't cameras like the GH4, the GH5, or the Sony A1, or the R5, you know. So if the concept, it has to do with old times, using an old camera to shoot, it will be very creative. It will add more to the story. I'm going to show you how to create, how to come up with the stories and how I create stories for music videos. So when it comes to cameras, there are only like 4 things you need to look out for when you are purchasing a camera specifically for music video. All right. So there are like 10 things you need to look out for when you are purchasing a camera. And those things, I've described them in my first course called DSLR cinematic filmmaking, right? Like what you really need to look for when you are purchasing a camera and stuff like that. But when it comes to music videos, I think there's only 4 things that you need to look out for. Number 1 is the resolution of the camera. At the moment, I've always, if you watch this video, resolution is not really has to do with the quality. Resolution is just the dimension of the video in terms of width and height, right? The size of the video. So at the moment, the popular resolution or the common resolution in which people watch their videos in right now, it is HD, right? Even though 4K is really rapidly becoming popular, most of the people that are still watching and still utilizing the use of HD resolution. So if you are purchasing a camera for music videos, the first thing you need to look out for is the resolution. You know, if you're going to look for a camera that can shoot in half HD, it's not really a good quality to shoot your music videos in. I'm not sure even if artists will really be happy, right? At least HD is the standard resolution through which everybody's watching. So if you have a camera that can shoot in HD, that camera is good. Forget about the brand, you know, because with music videos, unlike wedding videos, one moment happens and it's gone. So you need a camera that suits such kind of events. But when it comes to music videos, like I said, these could be short films. You can do retakes and stuff like that. So the brand of the camera doesn't really matter as long as it shoots HD. That is number one. But if you can get a camera that can shoot in 4K, that will be an added advantage because 4K is rapidly becoming the new standard, you know. So if you tell an artist to say, I'm going to shoot your video in 4K, they'll feel much better because 4K is this new thing that is coming, right? Though I film most of my videos in 4K, mostly when I'm giving the videos to Channel or Trace and stuff like that, they want those videos in HD. So you can see. So if you have a camera that can shoot in HD, that camera is qualified. And then the other thing you need to look out for is the frame rate. This is very important. All right. So when you are shooting a music videos, there are 3 types of clips, of course, that you're gonna film. There's performance clips. This is where the artist is performing or rapping and stuff like that, or maybe people dancing. You know, maybe you have dancers that are dancing in real time. That is the first type of clips that you're gonna be shooting. And then there's the second type of clips, which are the storyline clips. This can either happen in slow motion sometimes, but sometimes at normal speed. And then we're gonna have B-roll clips. So 3 types, right? Performance, storyline, and B-roll clips. So B-roll clips are just clips that support the story, right? Sometimes maybe you are filming something and maybe you show a shoe, you show maybe a cup or a champagne or such kind of stuff that are happening around. Maybe you are filming a music video in a place where the artist is drinking with a lot of girls and stuff like that, showing some of those details. Those are B-roll clips. So those are kind of 3 shots that you'll be looking at. So I'm relating these shots to resolution because when an artist is performing to the camera, you know, at least you need to film your videos at 24 frames per second or 25 frames per second. For performance clips, this is where the artist is performing. And then if you're gonna shoot some B-roll clips, like you know, those cool, nice slow motion, at least you need to get a camera that can also do 50 frames per second or 60 frames per second. That is a good resolution. So if you are going to be shooting music videos, at least resolution is one factor you need to put in mind. And the resolution, not resolution, frame rate is one thing you need to really put in mind because you're going to be shooting performance clips. You're going to also be shooting some clips in slow motion. So one of the first videos that I was showing you now, let me show you. This camera was only able to shoot in, at 30 frames per second. You can see my slow motion is not really like proper slow motion, because I didn't have a lot of frames to work with. So this is really bad, really bad. You can see the slow motion is not smooth because I was using a camera that was only able to shoot at 30 frames per second. That was highest. So if you are starting your music videograph career in 2023, at least get a camera that can shoot in 60 frames per second. So if you have a camera, for example, the Canon 70D, it can shoot at least in HD resolution as well as 60 frames per second, 25 frames per second. So those are the frame rates mainly. But if your camera can shoot higher frame rate, like my Lumix GH5 can shoot up to 180 frames per second in HD, then it is also an added advantage. But those are really subjective. It comes to how you want to tell the story. All right, so that is factor number 2. The first one, resolution. Second, frame rate. These are the things you are looking for when you are getting a camera. And then the third factor is also the codec the format in which your camera is recording. All right, this is going to have a huge impact in terms of editing. All right, so mostly my cameras that I prefer, at least you should record in a higher format, you know, like MOV or MP4 at least. So there are other cameras that record in HEVC, you know, others in AVC HD, that is really poor quality. So at least if your camera can shoot in 4K, not in 4K, at least if you can shoot in MP4 or in MOV, at least those are really good for really good for music videos. So what cameras do I recommend when it comes to music videos? All right, so you're gonna know very soon when it comes to story and the looking of the videos, but just keep this in mind the whole time. Music videos, they can either be entertainment, can either be educational, can either be just something for fun, you know. So what kind of cameras you really need is very subjective. It's not every camera. That there are times whereby my camera, I feel like it is going to take away from the story that I want to create, right? There's a time that I was shooting a music video for an artist from Nigeria, and I had to borrow another camera for that video. I had to ditch my latest cameras and just really borrow another old camera just for that specific video, right? Because we are talking about old times and stuff like that. So when it comes to cameras, it's really not a brand related, especially when it comes to music videos, because you can always modify it. So there are other secondary items that you can look for, like secondary factors that can help you to choose which cameras you should buy, you know, things like autofocus. But for music videos, I can't even remember when last I shot on autofocus. So if you are still new maybe in videography, but you need it, you don't really know how to work with autofocus, at least get a camera that has higher that is faster when it comes to autofocus. And with that, I would recommend cameras, Canon cameras, right? Cameras like the 70D, 77D, 80D, 5D Mark III, 5D Mark IV, you know, 5D Mark, yeah, 5D, you know, 90D, those cameras, when it comes to autofocus, they've got this dual autofocus thing. They are really powerful, right? But then maybe you are starting off, you don't really have good lighting and you really want a camera that can shoot in low light conditions and stuff like that. That's where I recommend Sony cameras, because Sony cameras, they really perform well when it comes to low lighting. All right, and they're also really good at autofocusing, so you can get really beginner cameras like the Sony a6000, the Sony a6400, the Sony a6500, and so on, you know. So those are really like beginner cameras that you can really get started with, you know. So that is good in low light. But if you really want some cameras that they're a little bit a bridge between DSLR and cinema world, you know, the video texture is very important. And this is, as a filmmaker, you really need to, you don't just really rush to get any camera just because people, they are praising it and stuff. Each and every camera has got texture, a video texture. So when I started from that Lumix GH2, I upgraded to the Lumix, not the Lumix, to the 5D Mark III in 2017. And this is the music video that I shot with the 5D Mark III. Which video was that? Which artist was that? I'll show you now. Yeah, there's this video I shot for Onesmus. Actually, I was in Australia here. So I shot this video on the 5D Mark III in 2017, and I used that camera. Not really bad, it's very good for music videos and stuff like that, you know, very good quality and stuff like that. So that is the texture. The 5D Mark III, it's a wonderful camera actually for videos and stuff, really good, but I just didn't like the texture. You know, actually, this video was when I had really like worked on my skill and stuff. I'll show you the first video. I just really hope, yeah, I think it's here. This was the video for Swazi Dlamini, right? I used also, this was my go-to camera when I actually really like started. You can see the way the picture is so clean, like very glassy because of that mirror, you know. It's not a mirrorless camera and stuff like that. This was in 2017 when I was doing these projects. Okay, But I just didn't like this DSLR look. Right? There's nothing wrong with the camera, but it just had this sort of a DSLR look to it. So I changed because of the look. I wanted something that was looking more like cinematic in a way, you know, like raid and stuff like that. So I changed from the 5D Mark III, I changed to the Blackmagic 2.5K, and trust me, it actually really had a few things that I liked. This is the video that I shot on the 5D Mark, on the Blackmagic 2.5K, you know, video for James Nee. May he so rest in peace. So you can see it had this sort of cinematic look that I wanted. It's the video texture that I was looking for. You know, I wasn't really looking at picture quality in terms of what, but the texture. This was at least closest to one of the things that I was looking for, you know, like the video needs to look a little bit like it was shot on a cinema camera. Okay, so the one camera that actually bridged, the time that I was filming on this camera only shoots in HD. So the time that I was shooting on this camera, that is the time when 4K became a new thing. So everybody else was shooting on a 4K camera and stuff like that. So it's like those people were shooting in HD, weren't really advanced, you know, as a beginner, all of us, we used to think like that. But there are HD cameras that shoot better videos than even 4K. You know, there are other films in Hollywood right now that are being shot on 2K, just HD, but they're in cinema, right? Because the camera is not really necessarily the resolution. HD 4K, that is just the size of the video, not really the quality, you know. So when people started talking about 4K and stuff like that, I changed from the Blackmagic 2.5K to the Lumix GH4. This camera over here, this camera over here, this was a game changer. The Lumix the Lumix GH4. This camera was a game changer. It shoots 4K DCI. What I mean is not Ultra HD, but true 4K, 4096 by 2160. So I changed to the Lumix GH4, and that camera, man, I used that camera on a number of projects, on a lot of projects. Towards the end of 2017, because it came out in 2016, and it was hard to get your hands on that camera. So by the time I got it towards the end of 2017, that is the camera that I actually shot some clips for Casper Nyovesti's video. That's a camera that I used to shoot even MT's video. You know, the camera is not really the specs, it's how you really use it and the knowledge that you have. And that is what I teach at my online film platform there. All right, so that is the story about camera. So when it comes to music video, almost every camera can work. But if you're gonna really get a camera that can stand out in 2023, at least get a camera that can shoot in HD. But if you can get 4K, cameras like the GH4, they are really good entry cameras in 4K video. All right, and then get also a camera that can shoot at least in 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, and also higher frame rate like 60 frames per second for B-roll clips, those slow motion clips and stuff like that, at least, so that your video look professional. And then get also a camera that can shoot at least in MOV or MP4, like at least a higher codecs, you know. So that is the camera. So what cameras do I recommend as a beginner? I recommend Lumix GH4, GH5, G7, Fujifilm X-T2, Fujifilm X-T3, Fujifilm X-T30, Blackmagic 2.5K, Blackmagic 4K, Blackmagic 4K Pocket, and Blackmagic 6K. Those are just really like entry-level cameras. You know, even myself, I don't really use high-end cameras because I believe a video is not really the camera, is myself. You know, I've made videos with the Lumix GH4 that has won awards against cameras that were shot with a RED. So if you're looking to invest in your videography career, camera is not something that you should rush for, because every year there are cameras that are coming out and stuff like that. So soon it will become obsolete. So make sure you invest in the skills, creativity, knowledge, and stuff like that. So those are some of the cameras that I recommend. I also recommend Canon 77D, 80D, 90D, 5D Mark IV, and Sony A6000, 6400, and A6500 as entry level. But you can also go to cameras like Sony A7S Mark II, Mark III, and so on, those high end. But frame rate and resolution, that should be your guiding factor. It doesn't matter which camera you get, as long as it has got those specs or features. Whatever you get from it is just really your skill. All right, so when it comes to lenses are also very important when it comes to music videos. So I would really recommend to get 3 types of focal ranges or lenses, right? At least a wider lens from maybe 10 to 35 millimeter focal range, right? And then at least get another lens, a standard lens, maybe from 35 millimeter to somewhere 60 millimeter standard lens, and then at least a medium telephoto lens from at least 70 to 200 millimeter. So those are all the lenses that I use. All right. So on here I have this 50 millimeter 42.5. It's a Lumix lens. It's a prime lenses. So I don't know how much you know about lenses, but there are 3 types of lenses. There are anamorphic lenses. Do I have anamorphic here? All right. There are anamorphic lenses. I have anamorphic lenses here. So anamorphic lenses, they squeeze the image horizontally, and then in editing you spread the image in order for you to have this cinemascope, right? So that is the first type of lenses. And then we have prime lenses. Prime lenses are those lenses that doesn't zoom. If it's a 50 millimeter, it's a 50 millimeter, and then we have zoom lenses that they zoom. You can change focal range, like I have a 12 to 60, so I can zoom, I can change the focal range. So for music videos, the type of lenses that I actually really recommend mostly are prime lenses, especially for these DSLR cameras. I use really super vintage lenses. You can see even these anamorphic lenses. If I want to shoot 6K on my GH5, I use these anamorphic lenses. Really good image, right? So when it comes to lenses, at least have one sharp prime lens, and then you can have zoom lenses. Zoom lenses, they are not really that bad. I have a couple of zoom lenses. This is the Tokina 11 to 16 f2.8 for wider angles. So if you're gonna get into music videos, at least have a lens that can shoot wide, a wide lens, right? Between 10 millimeter and 35 millimeter. My favorite lens that I normally use for music videos a lot, it is this guy over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This 18 to 35, Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8. I always pair it with the Vetrox speed booster on my Lumix GH5. So this is one of the lenses that I use quite a lot. It's not really that wide and it's not really that telephoto. It's sitting between wide and standard lens. So if I put this lens, I can shoot almost half of my work. But I have a prime lens here for my Lumix GH5 as well. And this is the 42 millimeter f1.2, right? This is f1.8, and even this Tokina here, which is here, it's f2.8. The camera, the one that I'm using there is f1.5, t1.5, right? So why am I talking about this f-stop? At least when you are getting your lenses, get the lenses that have got lower f-stop number, like f1.2, f1.8, f2.8, because these will really improve the image quality. Faster lenses, they've got this really nice images that comes out of them. You can blur the background. Most people actually ask me, oh, your live streams, they look nice. It's because I'm using a faster lens. I can blur the background according to how I want. All right, I don't know how this camera here is doing. You can see on this camera here, this is the 18 to 35 millimeter. I'm just really next to the background here, but you can see how it has blurred the background. So that is the benefit of using like faster lenses. They make the image look clean and something like that. So make sure you use faster lenses. Invest at least in your collection of lenses. Have some lenses that are faster, because faster lenses, even in low light, you're not gonna really have those showeries and stuff like that. So we are not talking about lenses now and stuff like that, but I'm just walking you through. So at least have 3 ranges: a wide, a medium, and a medium telephoto, right? So I use a wide when I'm establishing places. If you really want to learn more about this kind of stuff, I have a whole course just dedicated to this thing, filming with a DSLR. Let me just show you a little bit. And these courses, guys, right now they are on special. You can see this course here. It has got everything that has to do with shooting the video, right? So when I'm teaching about music videos, I assume now that you already know how to shoot, all right? So if you want to learn how to shoot, what camera angles and stuff like that, you need to get this course. Right now it sells at $50, but at the moment it's on promotion for only $14. This is where I teach all this kind of stuff, what to look for when buying a camera, all this kind of stuff explained, understanding camera settings, all this kind of stuff, lenses, crop factors, and all this stuff. If you really want to learn more about lenses and stuff, focal ranges, crop factors, 10 tips to nail focus all the time. And then I have topics here like framing, rule of thirds, how to do composition. We're going to look at some of these things right here, but that is the course for that specifically. All right, so those are the lenses that you might need to look out for when you are filming music videos. At least get some lenses that are good. I don't really care so much about camera bodies because cameras, they change, but lenses like this Sigma 18 to 35, it's been long in the game, but it's still expensive even now. Until today, this lens is still costing $800. This lens, which is here, I bought it like 28,000 rands, this f1.2, So this Sigma, this Tokina 11 to 16, just Google these lenses. You'll see just how expensive they are. So instead of rushing to really get a high full frame camera, all those things doesn't really matter if you know your story, Whether the camera is full frame, crop factor, or anything, it doesn't really matter. I have proven it myself. The skill is just really the thing that matters, So I might use some of this stuff, not necessarily because they are better, but because maybe they make my work easier in a way, right? So lenses are one of the things you need to really invest heavily in, because this lens is the 35 to the 18 to 35. It's a Canon lens. Even the one that I'm shooting there, it's also a Canon lens. So you can see I've invested. This one, it's a Nikon lens, the Tokina 11 to 16. It's a Nikon lens. You can see I have invested in a number of lenses because I have different types of cameras, but the lenses I have are just really good. I have other cameras, lenses that have been borrowed now. I was supposed to do this video with all my gear, but tomorrow they are shooting, so there are people who normally hire my cameras to shoot church services and stuff. But that is it about lenses. So again, one thing that you really need to get for music videos is a stabilizer. A stabilizer is very important, especially for music video. You really need smooth movement, Any random video that I can play, that I created myself, you see it has got movement in it because it's very, very important. Very, very important. So at least get a stabilizer for your music video. Nowadays, things have become very cheap. things have become very cheap. So I would recommend something like this, the Ronin S. Ronin S these days, you can actually get this thing like for 7,000 rands, 6,000 rands second hand, you know. Now this one looks a little bit beefy because I put small rig here, put cage because I normally hook up some stuff here, monitor here. I normally hook up a few things on here. I have a handle here because this thing becomes really heavy, right? But you can get something like this. If there's others like Fayutech, those things you can even get them for 5,000. If you don't know where to get them, just let me know. I'll get it for you and send it to you, you know. I'll get it for you and send it to you. So I have been selling equipment lately. I've been sending equipment to Zambia, Zimbabwe. Those people, they'll tell you. So if you don't know where to get some of this stuff, just ask on our group. I'll help you, or just become my student. I'll help you to get some of those stuff. All right. So that is stabilizer. So you can also get glide cams, right? Let me, some of you, especially new videographers, don't really know what a glide cam is. So you can actually really get something like a glide cam. Where is the glide cam? So if you have any questions, guys, just let me know. Very soon I'll attend to your questions. All right, so that thing you are seeing there is the glide cam. So these are the cheapest stabilizers that you can get for your videos, right? So if you don't have any, you see, I've been using glide cams to shoot music videos. This is actually the best stabilizers for music videos. So glide cams are the best. It might really take you sometimes to learn how to use them. You can even see this is Amifac. I was shooting this event. I was using a glide cam. Even on wedding videos, I use a glide cam. You can see how smooth it is. That is the shot there. So if these ones are expensive, you can get glide cams. Glide cams are so cheap. You can even find glide cams right now for 1,000 rands. 1.5 glide cam, and those are the tools that I started using with it. They have a longer learning curve because the way they work is they absorb the operator's vibrations by using weights, you know. So they balance your camera by using weights. They're a little bit technical, but that is actually really my favorite form of stabilization. And when I'm lazy, I'll be using this kind of this sort of stabilization, the electronic ones, because this one, the electric motors do all the stabilizing for you. All you need to do is just to push the camera and, you know, create the angles that you need. All right. So that is some of the stabilizer you can get. And the cheapest stabilizer actually you can get, I'm sure you were wondering, why do you use the Lumix GH5? Because it has got the best in-body image stabilization, you know, just with your hands, with the Lumix GH5. If you put a lens like this Tokina 11 to 16, handheld, your camera is just smooth. It has got the best in-body image stabilization. That's why I love the Lumix GH5, the Lumix GH5S, the Lumix GH5 Mark II. That's why I haven't really like changed from that camera, because it has got almost everything that I need from a camera. It shoots 10-bit, which is good for color grading. It has got the best in-body image stabilization, which is the style of my creation, you know. Anytime you watch my music video, there is always movement in my music video. You will never see a music video that I created which doesn't have movement in it, because that is the style of my videography, right? Let me just show you a sample. You can see every camera, every shot, everything has got a movement in it, you know. So that is the style. My computer is just really so slow. It's a new computer, no graphics has been installed. That's why it's not playing things smoothly for us, right? So any you need to have some sort of stabilization. So the best form of stabilization, if you cannot afford to get a gimbal, at least get a camera that has got good in-body image stabilization so that you can use it to, you know, to stabilize your footage. And then if you cannot use handheld, you can also use, you can see here I'm shooting handheld. You can see even this was a music video. You know, I was filming using handheld, but you can see the shots, the way they're so smooth and, you know, moving so nicely and stuff like that. So handheld, just learn how to move with your camera. You can really get good good movements in your videos. I'll talk about camera movements that you are supposed to be putting on your music videos in order for them to look high budget, right? But those are some of the stuff that you need to consider getting. And then the other thing that you need to get for music videos, which is overkill, it's maybe a drone, right? You might not really need, I can't really remember when last did I use a drone for a music video, but it's just really good to have a drone. These days, drones are so cheap. Drones are so cheap as well, you know. There is a small drone that I normally use. This is the Mavic Mini, you know. This is the one that was shooting behind the scenes. I also have the Mavic Pro Platinum. You know, these are some of the drones that I have. I was using it to shoot. I have all these sort of drones. So the drones that I recommend, it's a drone that I actually used to shoot Master KG's video. So when it comes to which drone do you recommend, actually I recommend something that shoots 4K, because the cameras that are in these drones are not really that big, you know. Like the Mavic Mini is actually using an iPhone camera inside, you know, so it's not really like that high quality. So DJI makes really good drones, but if I had to recommend something, get at least a Mavic Air, the smallest one that can shoot at least in 4K, because we are going to the 4K now. At least get a Mavic Mini 2, at least it shoots 4K. Also get a Mavic Pro Platinum. I've used that drone, but my favorite drone has been the Phantom 4. Phantom 4 is the best. Because at least the sensor in the drone is a little bit bigger. So at least you just need to have a drone for your music videos. All right, so, and then the last part, when it comes to the gear that you need for music videos, at least you need to consider light. Lighting is everything when it comes to videography. So you don't really necessarily need to to buy lights per se, because when I started, I was just filming all my videos using natural lighting. So the best is you need to just learn how to do lighting. Maybe the next masterclass will go into details about lighting, right? But having lights for your music videos, it's a game changer, especially if you're going to be shooting some clips indoors. It just really helps to make your videos stand out, increasing the production value. But if you don't have lights, just learn how to use natural lighting. You know, I've filmed videos with natural lighting at some point because I didn't have lights, and those videos really came out nicely, you know, came out nicely. So one of the videos, actually I shot this video on the Lumix GH4. Let me try to change the player maybe. I'm gonna start looking at your questions now before we actually really now start getting into the reason why you are here. All right, so when I started, I didn't have like lights. I was shooting this video on the Lumix GH4 actually. This video was for Swazi. This is way back actually. So this is all natural lighting. So it doesn't really mean that if I don't have lights, then you cannot shoot videos and stuff like that. This was all natural lighting video. Everything was outside, but just really depends. And by the way, this time I was still kind of like an amateur and stuff like that. But this is how I started, you know, this is how I started. So you can see the drone that I was shooting here was the Lumix Phantom 4. What else? Yeah, the Lumix GH4 all the way. And this is the video that I created for this artist. So a lot of it is not really just about the camera, but just really how you use that camera. So you need to consider some lighting, but if you don't have lighting, you can just take really advantage of natural lighting. All right, so that is the gear so far, right? And a few things that I need that I use. So let's go to the music video creation process. All right, let's look at some of your questions, and then we can really try to rush it up. There's a lot of comments that have come. There's a lot of them. Where should I start from? Okay, too bad. Okay, yeah, let's start from here. I need that PC, sir. Moses from Malawi. I am more interested. Oh, okay, I was here. Hi, sir. Not really questions. Still, sir, I need it. Not really questions. No questions. No questions. Finally, I'm here from Malawi. This is business. Duncan, thank you for connecting. Which camera are you streaming on right now? Right now, I'm streaming on the Lumix GH4. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Lumix GH5. The Lumix GH4 is the one that is streaming on the other side here. On the other side here, it's a Lumix GH4, but mostly I stream on the Lumix GH5. Lumix GH6, is it okay to upgrade from the Lumix GH4? Very much okay. It is very much okay, because the Lumix GH4, it shoots nice 4K video, but up to 30 frames per second. And the GH6 at least shoots in 5K, you know, shoots 4K at 60 frames per second. So if it makes your videos, your production go far, more value, then it's really good to upgrade, because it has got more specs, more than the Lumix GH4. But the Lumix GH4 is still really a good competitive camera. It's just really how you use the camera. You know, there are people who are filming on their smartphones. They are filming really great commercial videos just using a smartphone. What more a camera like the Lumix GH4, which has got interchangeable lenses and stuff like that. So you can actually really do more when you have the skill. I followed your lens guide in the course. It helped me. This mic major I find can make me produce a good video. Thank you so much. How good is the Weibo tool, sir? Can you recommend it over the Ronin S? I have like how many types of stabilizers? I have the Ronin M, I have the Glide Cam, I have the Ronin S. You know, the type of stabilization you need is really subjective. Sometimes I pick the Ronin S over the Ronin M, or I can pick the Glide Cam over the Ronin S because of the type of picture or the type of movement that I want to create. So I haven't really had so much time with the Weibo, but I remember I heard it at some point. It just really goes with the personal preference, but it's just really the same. It's a three-axis stabilization, just like any other. Maybe sometimes you like to hold your stabilizer in a certain way for you to create good movement. It is really subjective. Otherwise, I wouldn't really say the Weibo is better than the Ronin S. It just really depends on how you use them. All right. So you can get the Weibo and just learn how to use it properly. Then you do anything, just about anything. Okay. Okay, how much for one to be your student? You can check out our courses at Unify Film Class. We have amazing courses. So once you subscribe in one of those classes, you are officially my student. So anything that you need, cameras, I help a lot of my students to buy cameras. Some of my students, I give them cameras. I do giveaways. So the moment you enroll in one of my classes, you officially become my student. I will help you from there. Okay, we learn a lot from you, Mr. Wise. Thank you so much, Mr. Harold Austin. All right. Following, this is lecture gallery. Thank you. What costs to be your student? I just answered, just become a member. Just enroll in one of my classes on my website, ufc.unifyinventive.net. Okay, how do you stream with a GH4 or GH5 without entering standby mode? Do you just record on SD card while equally streaming? No, the moment you connect the HDMI to these cameras, it doesn't go on standby mode. And standby mode is something that you can adjust in the settings, actually, in the HDMI settings out. So they're just really okay. There isn't really anything, no hassle, but the moment they are connected to an external monitor, they don't go on standby mode. All right. Wow, beautiful, sir. This is Pastor Gavin Machogo. He says, wow, beautiful, sir. Which mic are you using now, sir, on this live stream? Right now, I'm using this shotgun microphone. I just hope you see it. It is the Sennheiser MKE600. So I'm using this shotgun microphone, which is connected to a sound deck, a Lumix sound deck. But mostly, sometimes I use this. All right, so this Sennheiser, it's always connected to something like this little mixer. Let me see how I can see it on this other camera. All right, so it's usually connected to this Dixon. This is a cheap thing that you can get. So I normally connect it in one of these ports and then straight to the camera or straight to the computer. So today I was in a hurry. I didn't have time to connect to the computer because the computer that I normally use for live streaming is broken. So now I've just connected it directly to the camera. All right, so, but this thing, you can pick this thing very cheap. If you want to improve your sound, you can connect your sound from here. From the camera, it comes here. From here, it goes to the computer or directly to your camera. All right, so it's one of those things that you can use for live streaming. And if you really want to know more about live streaming, I have a masterclass on live streaming. The people who attended it will tell you I have a serious masterclass on live streaming where I explain live streaming and stuff like that. So the official course was supposed to come out yesterday, Friday, but I was not around, right? So it's gonna come out maybe Wednesday because I'm still working on it. I finished working on it, but just needs to be uploaded in a correct order. So if you're really interested in learning about live streaming, just stand by. You can actually really like subscribe so that when it drops, I'll show you. You just get in, okay? Your work is beautiful, sir. Thank you so much. We are learning a lot from you. Thank you. How do you connect your live to Facebook or any other platform? I use a software called vMix. All right. So right now, if I can switch to camera number 4, that is the software that I use to live stream, vMix. So this is the live stream that you are watching right now. All right. So I usually connect the cameras to the computer via via one of these. So I'm using the Atem Mini Pro to live stream this stream. All right, so this is the device that I'm using right now, but you can use, this one costs roughly around 10,000, 7,000, but you can use something small like this for live streaming as well. So all this stuff, they are into live streaming. So now we are talking about music videos today. So forget about questions about live streaming. Let's focus on the music video. So if you want to learn about live streaming, just go to my website. There's a course there for live streaming. So officially it's coming this week that we're going to start tomorrow. All right. So I believe I have answered a few questions. Let's go to the next chapter, to the next topic, which is how to come up with a concept for a music video and how to direct a music video. I think this is where now I begin to see most videographers go Oompa Loompa, you know, like you have to understand. Remember, I kept telling you from the beginning, and I'll keep saying it because you have to understand the difference. So there's 3 types of music videos that I create. Some music videos really, I create them to educate. You know, maybe an artist is singing a song to educate a public, to educate the community, right? Maybe it's based on education. So the way you create that video, it has to be educative, right? And then there's just really videos that are for entertainment, you know, just for entertainment. Maybe just people dancing, you know, people in the club and stuff. So you have to know the difference. There are other videos that are just really being created for fun, just for fun. So one example of the video that I created for entertainment, right? Let's check if I have that video here. Okay, let's look at maybe. So you have to know the difference, the kind of video that you are creating is in which category. Is it in entertainment? Just, because mostly, well, the biggest mistake that I see with a lot of videographers is a video, an artist goes to them, say, I want to create a music video. You can't put a story in every music video. You can't put a story in every music video. Some videos just really needs people to dance. That's all. That's where it should end, Let me just... today I'm not working professionally because my computer that usually have everything is broken. So I'm really trying by my best, to connect different hard drives so that I can show you different things and items because I don't like teaching people just me talking. I like to show what I'm teaching, so that at least if I'm not explaining properly, the videos themselves should be able to explain properly. Yeah, so we are at we are looking at how to come up with a script of a music video, how to come up with a story, like how to create the whole music video. But I want you to just understand a few things so that the moment you get the song, at least you should be able to know, because artists don't know, they just sing. So you as a director, or maybe they have a director, then you are lucky, but if they don't have a director, you have to direct everything yourself, then you have to understand, this song is gonna need a story. So some videos might need a storyline, which is just a short film that describes what the artist is singing about, right? So I'm gonna show you how to come up with that sort of stuff. But some videos, when you listen to them, they don't really need a story. They just really need people to dance, just for entertainment's sake. There are other videos that they are not really that entertaining at the same time. They are not really that educational. You're just creating videos for fun. So you can just really throw just any other thing there, whether you want to see people dancing on the burning tires, not really entertaining, nothing, but just really for fun, So you need to actually really understand, okay, this artist, the things that is singing about, is it going to need a story? Is it going to need just entertainment? So if you know that bridge, then you are good. All right, so how much in your music videos? Bro, my dream is on you. You have to shoot one of my videos. So when it comes to music videos, it depends what kind of videos it is. There are some videos that can take you 3 days. There's videos that can take you a day. It depends how many locations are there, how much is going to be needed to move from one location to another. So it is not really something that you can just tell, this video is going to cost you this much. Sometimes maybe it will just be a music video on one place. The charges are usually different, So it depends on the concept of the music video, the duration, and also where you want to take that video after it has been shot. That's what determines so I only give a price after an artist describes what they want me to shoot and how they want me to do it. Maybe they can even send me some samples that I can look at and stuff like that. All right, so I was looking for... All right, so I'm trying to look for some video that I can show you as an example. All right, okay, so there's this video. I want you to just see the difference. All right, so let's go to... All right, so there's this video. It's for an artist from Zimbabwe. All right, so this video was based on... There's a story that is accompanying this video. You can see there's these ladies that are at a village. They are doing their own work and stuff like that. And then there's this rich guy who is driving a Bentley, is going inside that village, and then he's calling one of the girls. You can see like there is a story. At the same time, there's a music there going, and then he's meeting this girl. Those are some of the B-roll shots of the cows and stuff like that. There is a story in this video, right? So it's a fun video. It's a little bit educational video because this girl, she gets taken from the village to town by this guy, and then once they are in town, it was a really like fun story. The girl comes to town life. She has been taken away from the village and stuff like that, and then she starts dating. She starts to date at guys, like different types of guys. Now she's dating this guy over here, the same girl, and that guy is a friend of the guy who took her from the village. They are friends. You can see she's going to see that guy there, and then they start to date. I'm just gonna be pushing it a little bit, So there they are, and then she dates another guy. She dates another guy over here, the same girl. So at the end, they happen to meet in one place as friends, and then the girl comes to see one of them, and now they get shocked. What's going on here? Then she gets really shocked. Everybody is shocked. What's going on here? She came with Uber. So the guys, they're confused now. They don't know whether they should fight. They don't know what should happen. But at the end of the day, what the girl decides to do is to just pick up her bag and shoes, and she runs away. And she runs away. She runs for the Uber. You see, so it's a fun video. It's it shows some sense of humor. You can laugh throughout that video. What they are singing really goes with the story. So there are videos that will really require a story. But there are videos like, let me put one. Let me see, maybe I can find it in this hard drive. All right. I can see Mongo Times is tuning in. Thank you so much, Mongo Times. It's our partner. Mongo Time is one of our partners. We have a few partners actually. So if you want to partner with the Unified Film Class in any way, we have got CNZ, our partner. Mongo Times also is our partner. We have a couple of partners, so you can partner with us, with me, to make sure we carry this work far. And there is benefits of partnership. When I go to Zambia now, you see what I'm going to do with Mongo Times. I'm going to give them some gear, some equipment that I don't need and stuff like that. So those are some of the benefits of being partners. You get to learn everything, right? So that first video that I showed you, it has got some form of story. And then there is this video here. This video, it has got no story. It is just a funny video, I did everything. Let me just, my computer is dying. Okay, let's try to do this. All right, so there's this video. Nothing was really happening in this video. It's just girls dancing, nothing much. So it's another category of videography that you as a director, you need to know whether this video, is it going to need a story, is just people dancing, and how are you going to compensate for everything and stuff like that. So yeah, there it is. So it's just people seated there, not doing really nothing and stuff like that. So you need to know, so how do you come up with a script for a music video? So when an artist reaches out to you to say, I want you to shoot my music video, so there's one thing you need to do, which is pre-communication. So pre-communication, these are things that you communicate with an artist before you actually really reach an agreement of what you're going to do in that video. All right, so when an artist reaches out to me and say, Pedro, I want you to shoot my video, the first thing I'll tell them is to ask them to send me the song, right? And after they send me the song, I'll listen to that song at a good speakers, at a higher volume, so that I can really get to feel it. You know, I'll listen to it several times, and then after I've listened to it, I'll ask them if they have ideas of that song, if they have any ideas of what they want for that song. Don't be the first one as a videographer. You need to find out first from the artist, right? Don't be the first one to start coming up with a concept. Find out from the artist. Maybe the artist had a concept, so give them the chance to explain to you what they actually really want for that song. So I'll listen to the song and I'll ask the artist, what did you really want to do in this song? So mostly people who come to me, mostly artists, they actually just give me a song, then me, I'll come up with everything for that song. But there are videos that they already have even a director, if I'm lucky. Maybe the artist will come with a director who will direct that story. You know, I've done it several times. Even for Casper Nyovest, it already had a director. Me, I was just there to shoot and do all those other stuff. You know, so some artists will just really come blank. You know, so after I listen to the song, I'll ask them, so what is your ideas? What do you want to do for this song? You know, so in this industry, you need to, there's one business tip that I will give you, whether it's just music videos, but you need to do your work to, what better word can I use? Above the client's expectation. You know, your work should be above your client's expectation. So how do you go above their expectation if you actually really didn't even know? If you didn't even give them a chance to explain what they want. So first, make sure you ask them, what are your ideas for this song? What did you want? Because they're the ones who sang. You were not even there when you were singing. So what were you singing in this song? What are your ideas? What did you want to achieve with this song? They'll actually really tell you something. Even if they are completely blank, they'll still tell you to say, no, I want my videos to be like this, to be like this. Not really a script, but just on the ideology level, the first level of production idea where you come with a concept. Okay, so after I listen to what they say, if they already have a script, then I'll just be the DP, the director of photography, shoot, edit, and give them. But if they don't have, I'll just listen to what they want, and then I'll come up myself with a concept, with a story, and with how that whole video is supposed to be done, right? So what I usually do, in order for me to get what are they expecting themselves, I usually ask them to say, oh, okay, fine. If you don't have any ideas, fine. So which videos do you watch? Which videos do you, when you look at them as an artist, they inspire you? So they'll tell you, oh no, I want a video like that one for Maki 2, or maybe that one for, I want this video like for Davido, like these are the kind of stuff that I want. So you as a director or as a person who is going to work on that video, you already need to grab the ideas and already sort of try to come up with what this artist is expecting, right? So, oh no, I like videos like that Lil Wayne video, you know, hip hop. I like it, you know. They're not giving you an idea, but they're actually telling you what they are expecting. What are their expectations? So after they tell me what they want me to do on that video, or what they are wishing to see in their video, if it is a love song, I'll go and look for the latest love song music videos, you know, just to see what other directors are doing with love song. If it was a reggae music, I'll watch at least 5 or 10 reggae music videos, latest ones, popular ones, just to see what other directors, how are they directing reggae videos, you know. If it is, you know, hip-hop videos, if an artist came to me with a hip-hop video, even though I have been creating those videos, but I'll ask them questions, which artist inspires them and stuff like that, so that I can really get to know what they are expecting. Then I'm going to go and watch those artists and also add more other artists in that genre of music, so that at least you know, don't just really guess yourself. Someone do a romantic love song, but it comes out looking like as if it was a war. There's a way that you do romantic love songs. There's camera movements there. There's so many stuff, camera angles that other people are using and stuff like that. So don't just really go like, no, I'm just gonna start from a blank page. Most of videographers, including myself, I made a lot of mistakes because I always wanted to think, no, I want to do something unique. At the end of the day, there is nothing that is unique that you're gonna do. Almost everything that you're gonna do, someone has already done it. And that is a sad reality. So when an artist comes to me, I go out and look at what other people they have done, so that in case I was gonna come with a direct concept, there are some times whereby I sent an artist the same concept that is in another song, but I just didn't know that song. So you watching videos that other directors have created will give you ideas and also sort of try to divert you from sort of creating the same concepts with other videos. So they are like, I can have 5 concepts. I'll watch 10 videos, and among those videos, maybe in 3 videos, I'll see all those concepts. So I'll try to change them a little bit. I'll also have a few of what other people they have done. That is the first stage. Okay. First thing is to ask the artist. Okay, great. So that is the first stage. So have some sort of pre-communication with the artist and then do your homework. It's very important. Don't jump. These things are happening in production. There's 5 different levels of production. 5. The first one is the conception, the stage of ideology, the stage where you come up with the idea. And then, after you have come up with an idea of how you really want to do this video, the next thing is the pre-production, where you're getting ready, preparing for you to do that production. So what happens for music videos, after I have known what the artist is trying to come up with, after I have known the ideas, after I have done my homework, researching with other people's videography, don't feel like you are the talented one. You can't copy from what other people they are doing. Don't just copy everything, but you can just really get ideas that can really improve your videography. Even hardcore directors do those things. Don't feel like, hey, if I'm gonna watch other people's videos, then maybe I'm not that creative. You end up creating someone's concept and you look like you copied, but you thought about it yourself. So it will help you actually really avoid such kind of stuff. So after you have done that, the next thing now is to come up with a treatment for a music video, right? Is to come up with a treatment. So the things that I look out for when I'm creating a treatment for a music video, the first thing on the treatment, there are actually like eight things that I look out for when I'm creating a treatment. A treatment is just how you want the video to be done. What should be involved in that video and stuff like that. So you have the idea. Let's say the idea is, there's one video here that I created. Let me just show you an example. On music videos. If you have any questions, just ask. I'm trying to rush time. Let me see. All right, so there's this music video. There's this music video. It's for Freeman, right? All right. So you can see right from the beginning, the idea stage was, okay, this video, when I asked the artist, remember I create music videos for different languages. So if I don't know the language, I'll ask the artist, so what did you mean in this song? So the artist on this video told me, oh no, this video is talking about a powerful thing, like maybe if it is a nice car something that when it passes by, people look at it. So I came with a concept like, oh, okay, maybe there's this guy by the beach, is with the girl, and then while the girl is there with her, then there's this other girl who comes, and then this other girl, maybe she's hotter than the chick, and then the guy is admiring the other girl, So that was the concept. That was the concept for that video, but execution, in terms of the treatment, how are we going to go about this concept? So I came up with that concept to say, oh, okay, let's come up with a situation whereby the guy was with the girlfriend, and then another girl passes by, and then the guy loses focus from his girlfriend to that other girl who is passing. So the concept starts from this very beginning, right? This very beginning, and then the girl here is complaining about, hey, why are you, so this guy is going to charm this girl with the manners and stuff like that. The same girl, she reaches another couple here. Even this other guy stops focusing, he looks at the girl. The girl is powerful. It's called Pombi. Those who are in Zimbabwe, they know what this thing means, So this other guy goes there and tries to charm the girl with the manners and stuff like that. You can see it is just really, really, really simple concepts. But this simple concepts, if you want to know the humor side of me, you need to watch my videos. There's always drama here, So that thing, it doesn't end there. Before I actually explain, let me show you one more thing real quickly. So the same girl, she goes to a nightclub. This is the girl. The same girl goes to a nightclub. The other guy is with the girlfriend. He's still looking at the girl. The girlfriend gets angry, slaps the guy, drops the glass. The guy, she moves. Everybody else is looking at the girl. So there's a lot of people fighting in this video and stuff like that. It is the concept. So the concept is coming from all the way when the song just started up until the end. It's just when this girl passes, people look at her. So it was my idea, but then let's go now to the treatment. I was saying, when it comes to the treatment of the video, there are 80 things that I normally look at when I'm putting together a treatment. The first thing is to look at the look or the tone of the video, or the color grading in simpler languages, in simple language, right? So that is the first thing that I look at. So once the artist has told me what he wants and I come up with an idea, then I'll come with the look of how I want that video to look like when it is finished. Even though color grading is the last thing that happens in post-production, it is also the first thing that needs to be on your list. Because if you don't know the look of the video, how are you going to know what people should put on, what clothes should they put on, if you don't know how the video should look like? Things like costumes, I'm going to explain about all these things. Those things are so important, and all of them, they are there. Whatever that happens in the video, they are all there to complement the look that you are going for. That's why a lot of people say, no, me, I don't know how to color grade. Can you teach me how to color grade? It is not really color grading that you don't know. It is because you are shooting by guessing. Because color grading, as you are shooting, you are already supposed to know which colors will match which colors, Sometimes I can put a red color and a blue color, a red color and a blue color together, because I know red and blue are complementary colors, They are opposite colors. I can put green and, magenta, I know those colors are complementary. I can put orange and teal. I can know those colors are complementary. So you have to know, when you come, ever since I've started doing these lives, have you ever seen me wearing a white t-shirt? No, because why? My background is white, so I have to put something of the opposite color. So anytime, whenever I'm pointing a camera at something, I'm looking at the colors of the subject, the colors of the background, and all those kind of stuff to complement the look that I want that video to achieve. So that is in color grading. If you want to learn about color grading, I have a massive class, maybe probably the best seller class that I have, only on color grading, where I talk about those things. So the first thing when you are coming up with a treatment for a music video, the first thing you need to look at is the look or the grading, the final grading. That is the first thing you need to put there. And then the second thing that I normally look at is the story of the video, of course. So I've told you how to come up with a story. So if you are wondering, so how do you come up with a story for a music video? Simple, because the story is already there in the song. You just need to find a way of telling it. You know, if the artist is singing about, oh no, this girl left me, the girl started dating another guy, that is the story. What story do you want again? That is the story. So you get the story from the song itself. That's why I told you there are 3 things. Other videos don't need a story. The more you listen to the song, the more you feel like this video doesn't need a story. There are other videos that are really educational. You really want to pass a message to a community. There are other videos that really need this short film that describe what the video is. So if the video that you get doesn't really have this story, just create a dancing video. Just create a dancing video, you know. Maybe a small story there, but just create it entertainment. Maybe the artist was singing for entertainment's sake, you know. So just create a video that really borders into entertainment. All right, so how do you come up with a story? The story, you're going to find it in the song. If you don't see the story in the song, just know that video doesn't have a story. But if you feel like this video needs to have a story, then the story is there in the song. So I have explained a lot more about that in the course itself. So the second thing you look out for is when you are putting the treatment, the second thing is the story. And then the most important part, the third part is location. So you know the look and you know the story, and now you have to come up with a location that complements the look that you are going for. You know, if you are shooting a vintage video, like for example, there's this video that I shot. It was more like, come on, I used a wrong player. All right. There is this video right here. This video was set to take place in an old time, you know, in the time where it's a party that was happening in 90s, 80s, 70s. You can see the location. I chose the location carefully. I chose the costume carefully. I'm going to talk about the costume. Even the props that I'm using in this song, I chose them carefully. Even the colors that these people are watching, are wearing, I chose them. You can see it's orangish and stuff like that. You can see I chose everything with carefulness. I did not just put everything together because I know the look I'm going for is a vintage look, oldish look. So for me to complement this look, the location will matter. So you need to consider, oh, okay, the look, the storyline, the locations that you use, you know. Don't be a videographer who gets to be at the location the same day that they are filming a video, you know. So anytime I'm filming a video, I always do a location scouting. Okay, I'll come up with a number of locations that I feel like will match this song, and then I do a location scouting. I go in that location and just check how light is. Will I need this sort of lighting? Will I need natural lighting? Will I need a smoke machine in this location? What will I need? So I go ahead and check those. Don't feel lazy to do those things. They will really help you to improve your videos. So do location scouting, come up with the locations and do location scouting. Don't be lazy. Don't be this kind of a videographer who goes to the artist, who goes to the location with the artist, and then when you get there, it's me too, I don't know exactly how are we gonna set. You don't have an idea. So at least a day before, if the artist is sending you a location, let's say from far, tell them to go and take pictures in that location, see what kind of colors are in that location and stuff like that. So location is very important. And from location, the fourth thing you need to look out for is wardrobe. What are the artists going to put on? Don't be a videographer who just lets artists come up with their own clothing. So if you know the location, what kind of clothing is going to suit that location, it has to come from you as a director, right? It has to come from you as a director. So like I was showing you in this example, you can see the costume, all these things. I had to tell the artist, if they are no longer selling vintage clothes, it's better you find a tailor to make them. All these clothes, they had to make them from scratch. You are joking with me. They had to make all this clothing from scratch with a tailor because we couldn't find vintage clothes. We couldn't find vintage looking places. We had to look for a tailor to create all this stuff because that is what I wanted for this video. So as a director, make sure the wardrobe that your artist is going to put on, all this stuff that I create in this video, there's nothing that happens by accident. Every artist, I write what kind of costume I'll need for each and every scene, for each and every... If they don't find that costume, they should find something that is near. I also specify on colors that they should put on in that videos. You know, look for a black short dress, basin. Look for a vintage looking clothing, you know, fashion wise, you know, stuff like that. So make sure on the wardrobe, don't also lay low. Okay, I've explained a lot of this stuff in the course Music Video Pro. And then the next one, the fifth one is props. Props, how do I describe props? Props, these are movable items that support the story, you know. So if you see, let's say this video right here, it's one of my first videos actually. This video, I did it in 2018. Yeah, you can see this video, you can see the car, you know, you can see it's a vintage car. That car you are seeing there, it is what we call a prop. You can see he is looking at the watch here. This is a prop, you know. You can see even this one was one of those videos where I had to be particular with the location, particular with what they are putting on. You can see they are kind of like wearing vintage looking clothing. That car you are seeing, this car is a prop. So props are simply movable items in the scene that support the story. So you need also to look at what props are needed in this video. Are we gonna need a car? Are we gonna need bottles of champagne? Are we gonna need a yacht? Those are props. So that is the fifth thing that you need to look at as a director. The props that you're gonna use in that particular video. And then the sixth, you need to look at extras. Extra people that are going to appear in that video. So let's say, for example, it's a club scene. You know, at some point, maybe they're going to go into a club. Let's say there's a video here for... There's a video here. Let's see if maybe I'll find it. All right, there's a video here. I think this one was not even the official video, but I'm just gonna show you something. All right, there's this video that I did for Nox featuring DJ Tira. Okay, that is just the story. I just want to show you something when I mean about extras, right? Okay, so this was a club scene, you see. Okay, you can see these people dancing in the clubs. These are extra people. You can see that guy. Okay, the DJ Tira, Prince. Let me just take it a little bit in front so that you can see when it gets heated a little bit. Okay, you can see all these girls dancing, these people, they are drinking, they are at the club. All these people that we can see here, all these ones, these are just extras, you know. They're not really like part of the story, but they are just there as extras to add to the authenticity of the story. So already we can see these people are in the club, so it's a club scene. So the sixth thing that you need to look out for when you are doing a music video is also to look at what extra people are we going to need apart from the artist. This is very important, and you need to describe these things properly. So that is the treatment. That is the treatment part. All right. And then the last part is after you have come up with the look, after you have come up with the storyline, after you have come up with the locations, the wardrobes, the extras, you know, after you have come up with all those things, the last thing that you need to look out for now is what gear am I going to use on this video? This is very important. Though I have different types of gear in this studio, it is not all the time this gear will work, because different videos will require you to have different sort of gear in a way. Sometimes you don't necessarily really need to change the camera, but maybe the lens, because you want a certain feel, you know. So when people always say, no, me, I just don't have gear, blah, 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 it's not really about gear. You're not going to have gear for everything you need. It's good that you have cameras that you can always use, yes, but some videos are subjective. So you need to look at the gear that you're going to use. If they're going to go into the ocean side, maybe at the beach, maybe I'm going to need a drone. Maybe I'm going to need a smoke machine. What other extra gears do you need apart from the one you already have? So if for some reason you need to hire those extra gear, go ahead and hire them. There's rental gear where you can get a smoke machine, or you can get a drone. Maybe you don't have a drone, you can find for somebody who has a drone. You know, bringing all these things, they add to the production value. It makes you look like you are a professional. Come on, I'm a professional. So I don't do things in an amateur way where the artist is the one, I'm the one who tells the artist what they should do in the song, what they should bring, what they should wear. Because if that video gets messed up, people point fingers at the director. They'll say, but this director, he didn't see this. They will not say the artist is the one who came with the wrong costume. Everything, it will be in your hand. So I don't really go cheap when it comes to such stuff. So you need to now go over your gear. What gear am I going to use? Okay, I'm going to need a Ronin instead of the glide cam. I'm going to need this sort of a camera. This camera can come up with this look that I want. All right, what kind of lights can help me compensate? Maybe, this video will need to be shot at golden hour, so I'm not going to really need light. Maybe I'll just need a reflector. All those things, they happen before you go and shoot. All right? They happen before you go and shoot. So let's see if you have any questions. When using a reflector, which color is the best, gold or silver? It depends. What look are you going for? If you are going for a silver look, use the silver. All these things, you don't guess. You have to know exactly what you are doing with anything at which point, you know. So I have explained, the first thing you need to look out for is the look or the grading. So if you are filming and you have to use a reflector, with the look you have in mind, which one will suit is up to you. So there are times that I will use the orange part of the reflector. There are times that I'll use the silver part of the reflector. There are times that I'm not going to use, I'm just going to take the inside out, the diffuser, and just use the diffuser inside, you know. In production, you don't even see those things like, a golden what. Those things are subjective. They are there for just creative purpose. If you want to be creative with your picture, then I can use the golden. That goes with what you have planned. It's not something that someone has to tell you to say, now use this. All right. You motivate me, boss. Thank you. Wow, good teacher. One thing is to ask. All right. All right, guys. I think we've got so much stuff that we are supposed to look at. The next, after you have come up with the treatment, the next is to create a script. In the script, you simply describe what each and every person is going to do in that particular music video. When the artist is performing, how is he supposed to perform? What should he be doing when he's performing, or what she's supposed to be doing when she's performing? So you write a script describing each and every part that a person involved in that video will be doing. Okay, if it is extras, what are they going to be doing? You write it down. Okay, when this artist enters the club, the extras will be dancing to the song, and this is what they'll be wearing. So you create a script. So I'm going to show you, in fact, all these things, how to create a script. Then we go to, there's a lot. Then the crew positions that you may need to hire for music videos and stuff like that. How to direct a music video. Few things that you need to look out for when you are directing a music video. And then best camera settings for cinematic videos. I just really wish I had more time, guys. But unfortunately, I have run out of time. And If you want to learn the whole course, there's a lot of stuff. What I'm doing now is just scratching the surface, but if you watch the main course, that's where you're going to find all these things, what camera angles, compositions, what camera movements you need to use and stuff like that. So that course is just 250 on my website here. It's just 250, but very soon it will go back to its normal position, which is like 1,000. So if you're really interested in music videos and stuff like that, you can get the whole course and learn everything by yourself, and I'll just be guiding you. Today we have run out of time. So this is the course we were talking about. It's $45, but now it is on promotion for $14. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me tonight. I'll hope to see you in another masterclass. This one, let's finish it in the course. If you are willing to learn more, just buy the course. It's 250. I'll see you next week. On Tuesday, we shall have another masterclass, and I'll announce that masterclass.